Captain's Vlog, brew date 008. Today we're going to be making our first forensic formula samples.
Walk with the rich, walk with the poor. Learn from everyone, that's what love is for. Don't let nobody drag your spirit down. Well, we're walking up the heaven, Lord. Don't let nobody turn you around. Well, I might say things sound strange to you. I might preach the gospel. I believe it.
This measurement now is being done per 100 grams, okay? 5 nuba, 15B, 2 montana, 3 parafin, 6 lanolin, 3 pine, 1 coconut oil, 1 almond, 1 kiwi. Now onto the solvents. 1 gram of d-limonene, 40 grams of phase, 80 degree thing, 23 grams of oderless keresene. We've put that back in there. I'm just going to mix this up now and then we'll shoot. Okay guys, so there is our first samples. Forensic Formula 008. Now obviously they've got to cool down now, so I'm just going to leave those. These pots, these pots have come from Ampoula, in case you're worrying, so they're quite cheap to just get these small plastic pots. I think they're 50 gram ones. There we go. Okay guys, so I'm upping the amount of oderless kerosene in this because I think one thing I've been noticing is since going over to phase, I've been putting a lot more solvent in there, and I was putting it down to my brew method. But I've been doing this the same way all the time now. It just suddenly dawned on me that maybe just one of the properties of this solvent is it's not as aggressive as some of these nasty stinky ones I've got. So I asked around and thought, is that, could that be the problem? And it could be. So maybe that's why they have a blend of solvents. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, everything here is guesswork. So I've put a bit of the oderless kerosene back in there to see if I can get a bit more horsepower in terms of its strength at dissolving. Okay, now we'll have to see how that goes. So I think I need to go back and find a blend maybe of solvents, going back down that road now, that has the horsepower but still has these nice characteristics of the phase, that when you put it down it can kind of, the way it disappears and evaporates seems really good. So yeah, it's not complicated. I'm playing around with this basically, so it might be a bit too early to say I'm going to get a working one here, but I'm hoping with these ratios the consistency of this wax is going to be good. So yeah, I'll be looking to send some of this out to feedback to a couple of guys that have been helping me. We're going to do some more later on, and when we get a bit closer to where we need to be, I'll send out more samples, because I know there's a few people that are interested in these samples. So yeah, keep it short and sweet. I'll come back later on and we'll see how this wax is looking. Okay guys, so it's been about 8 to 10 hours since this wax was put down, so really should give it a 24-hour cure, but I've got to get this video out today or it's never going to go. So I've made 4 little pots of this wax, these lovely little pots from Ampoula. So I'm going to send these out to, so I'm going to keep one for myself because I've got to keep a record of it, and I'm going to send a couple out to some people that have been sort of helping me along the way with this. So first of all, just the first thing, when I take the lid off, the upping of the pine oil to 3 grams is giving this a lovely smell now. It's sort of a lemony, zesty pine smell. But it's great because it's masking the solvent smell. So this wax actually smells really pleasant now, but I haven't had to put any of those kind of fragrances in there. I don't really know what's in those fragrances and those things, and I'm really pleased with the smell and being able to get the smell from one of the natural ingredients, one of the carrier oils. So I think I found, I'm happy with that. I also like the colour of it. I've got that nice pale, it's slightly off white. It's the colour it's naturally supposed to be. I don't, if I've got bleached canuba and bleached beeswax, and I could get it whiter, but it's just a sort of pale off-white creamy colour. So I think I want it natural colour and natural smell, and I'm almost certain about that. I've got the camera a bit low again, so ducking down. So yeah, the main thing I'm really pleased with when this thing focuses in is how smooth this is, okay? It's so smooth, so I'm really pleased with the brewing kind of method now and where this is. Now this one I just want to keep it immaculate because that's going out to someone else. So this is the one that I'm keeping, and there's a bit less in there, so there's hardly any wax in here, but there's enough for me to play around with and test. So the important thing here is how this wax feels, okay? It's nice, okay? It's definitely softer than the other one. I don't want to push it too hard because it's so thin it's going to just split this all open. But the softness of this now, it's even softer than the last one, which was getting there. So I'm now happy, finally, I think finally, after all these brews, I'm happy, I think, with the consistency of this wax. It definitely doesn't feel too greasy to me. It's not too dry. And what I've done is if I just pan the camera over here. So this wax I've put on. So I'm just going to adjust the viewfinder. So this here, you can't really see it, but this wax has been put on now, and it's drier. It's still got a slight thing, but it's been 10 minutes, so I'm going to buff it off. Okay. And that buffs off really nicely. But it's interesting, okay? We'll talk about that in a second. So that's buffed off good. Now really, it's nice, it's silky, okay? It feels good. Now really you should wait 24 hours before you do your hydrophonic testing. I'm just having a little look at it, okay? Okay, it's good, it's hydrophobic. That will get better and better. I can't remember which one's which. This is the synthetic production, no, not mine, this is someone else's waxer. But this one's a monster in terms of beading. Let's just suck that up. So this is beading nice, I hope you can see that. And when I wait 24 hours, this is going to bead up better. And the finish is nice and silky smooth, okay? Now what I'm going to do is use it as I'm just going to use it on this panel here. So there's not much going on this panel, okay? You know, it's been cleaned and that's it. So we're going to use it here as just a wipe on, wipe off, or wax on, wax off type thing. So there we go, don't need to overwork that. So I wipe it on, I wipe it off. Yeah, it goes on nice, it comes off nice. These cloths suck. It's a lovely silky finish, which is good. It doesn't feel greasy. A bit of linting from this cloth, so I'm just going to try and rub that out. That'll do. Right, and really again, I'm going to come back and test this in 24 hours. But it's giving good protection straight away. So I don't think, no matter how much I mess around, I don't think I'm going to be able to improve this much more now. It's getting to the stage. But let me just bring the camera out. Let's just soak that water off. So I've got to remember it's on those two. Okay. Okay guys, it's getting to the stage where I need feedback. So this is the first wax that I've got to a stage where I'm pretty happy with it on the surface of it. One thing I did notice there, so I've made a big change to the solvents. I've gone for a solvent blend with the keresene. I think the keresene is more aggressive. If anyone knows, please comment on that. I think the keresene is more aggressive and slower to vape out, and I think it might be keeping this a little bit softer. it doesn't seem to be as hazing up as quickly with the kerosene in, so I think I need to lower down the amount of kerosene in there. But also I think the kerosene is doing me some favours in terms of making this softer and more workable. So yeah, that's going to be a ratio that I need to improve on, but it's a minor thing, you know, and I think I'm ready to send this out now to some people. So I've got 3 that are going to go out to some people that I know have got experience with wax, hopefully, if they've got time to test it for me and can give me some really good feedback. Then after that, I'm going to be trying to act on their feedback and get a brew going on 009. It might take a week or so to get their feedback back in. Then with brew 009, act on that feedback, and then if I'm happy with it, make up a proper sized batch rather than one of these Mickey Mouse sized batches, you know, make a good sized batch of it, which is going to be interesting. That could go horribly wrong, because I've never brewed that much before. So yeah, really good step as well, and I'm definitely getting somewhere with this. Definitely, the wax definitely gives you a good layer of protection and good beading. Let's say beading, it's an easy word. Definitely gives you good beading. Okay, that's quite obvious to me. Better than my 2 favourite show waxes. It outbeads those. Okay, so it's probably because it's got some other waxes in it that are helping on that front. It seems to me to go on very well, give a very nice finish. It smells beautiful. It's the right consistency, I think. It's definitely not, I'd be amazed if it was too oily with the volume of oil, the ratio I've got in here. It's low. One of the biggest things I've learned is if you've got a lot of canubra or the hard waxes in there, say if you had 30 grams of wax and 25 grams of that was carnubra per 100 gram, you would need a lot more carrier oils. So you'd need at least 35, 40 just to cope with all that hard carnubra in its dissolved form to be able to carry it. But as I've only got 5 grams in here per 100, and I think it's 14 or 15 grams of beeswax, and it's mainly soft waxes, so the carrier, if I put more carriers than wax with this soft waxes, it'd just be a greasy mess. So if you're using softer waxes, you don't need as many carriers. That's one thing that I think I've learned, again, at my level, which is a very entry level at the moment. And I think I'm learning that the phase solvent is fantastic for curing out, but its potency in terms of actually dissolving these seems to be a bit low. Maybe again, everything's a maybe here, but I think... but I am happy with the qualities of the wax blend. So the 5 carnubra, the 15 carnuba, the 15 beeswax, the 2 montan wax, and the 3 grams of paraffin wax. I think I've got a good mix there with those ratios. So yeah, I think I'm getting there. What I really need to do is get this out to some people that really know their stuff and tell them that I don't want them to be polite and I want them to tell me what's wrong with it, not what's good about it. Although I want to hear that as well, you know. But ultimately, so we can keep improving this, I want to, at some point, draw an end to this. And my aim is to be, you kind of seen what we're doing here, you know, and this is all new to me as well, so we're doing this together. At some point I need to draw a line in the sand, say here is forensic formula 0010 hopefully, or 11 maybe, or 12, and this is an open source wax. The ingredients for it are in the description, and anyone that wants to go ahead and make it is more than welcome to use that recipe. If anyone wants to take it further, you know, by all means do. This was about going on a journey, learning a bit, having some fun, but I was really intent on making sure that we had something at the end of this that was, okay, I wanted it to be the bee's knees, no pun intended, the beeswax knees. I wanted it to be good, and I'm confident that I've got something that isn't bad. The grey area in my mind is just how good this is and what are this thing's faults. And to find that out, I need to give it to people with expertise. So that's going to be fun as well. You know, that's going to be fun and an unknown. Will they come back telling me it's good? Will they tell me very politely that I can tell when it's not good, because people are generally far too polite in England. So I need someone to be brutal with me and tell me the truth. So this is Forensics Formula 008. We are definitely getting closer. So thanks very much. I'll see you on the next edition of Forensics Formula, and there's some other stuff coming on the channel soon as well, so stay tuned for more detailing stuff.